Hello.
Hi, Julia. Okay, we're ready in a couple of moments to start the interview.
Hi.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Beautiful. Yes, everything's good here.
I'm ready.
Okay, we're all ready to start. This is Marilyn Silverman. This is Marilyn Silverman, and we have a very exciting guest today. We have Julia Chadwell. Julia is the author of Little Texas Sweetheart, A Journey Through Domestic Violence. Welcome to the show, Julia.
Thank you for having me.
Now, first, you got to tell me the title of your book. How you thought of the title of your book? It's a very unique story about this.
Well, as I wrote the book, I had many possible titles, and my working title was Little Miss Perfect. But one day, when the book was just about completed and ready for publication, my daughters came over and converged on me and said, Mom, we are going to put that bag of receipts and pictures and things that you've been carrying around for years into a scrapbook. And I said, okay. Well, as they're going through the paperwork, they find a note to me from my ex-husband, their father, and it says, "My little Texas sweetheart, meet me in San Clemente for a romantic weekend." Well, after the things that man had done to me, and the fact that I was free and no longer had to deal with him, I was appalled, and I don't know why that note remained. But my daughter, who is now a lawyer, said, Mom, that's the title of your book, Little Texas Sweetheart.
Okay, now, first of all, you are such a very interesting story about how you put the title of your book. Now, your story of surviving the agonies of domestic violence and homelessness is absolutely amazing. How did you survive instead of being just a statistic?
Well, I had strong parents. I saw the example of my mother, who in the 1950s, when women were not supposed to do some of the things she did, she went back to college. Well, she'd never been to college. She overcame so many odds to get a college degree in her mid 40s and to become a school teacher. I saw that strong woman triumph over adversity, and I think that was a wonderful example. Also, I think I have a strong pioneer spirit and I wouldn't give up. My main goal was for my children, my 8 children. I had to survive because they had to survive and they had to have a chance for a good life. So that kept me going.
And it's really amazing that, number one, you wrote a book, and number two, you speak to women's groups in prisons. I want to know about that because I watch TV shows about women in prison and how they give birth in prison and they're immediately separated from their children, so it must be so painful to them. But you speak to them, and what is the reason why you go into the prisons? Why do you think it's important to speak to women within prisons?
Well, the reason I wrote the book in the first place was to turn something bad, take something terrible that happened to me and my children, and use it for good. And who needs hope and someone reaching out to them with a story of survival? Who more than women in prison? I feel like that's the most powerful thing I do is go speak to women who have reached rock bottom, who don't know there's any hope. And after I speak to them, I give them each a copy of my book. I want them to know that you can transform your life. You don't have to give up. You can rebuild. And it may be just a little step at a time, but I want to give them hope. And they line up after I've made my presentation and give me hugs and say, "You have given me hope." What a wonderful thing to get to do. I am so privileged to get to do that.
They said you give them copies of your books. Are they in contact with you afterwards to give you to tell you what they think of the book?
I have heard from a few who later, when they get out, can respond to me. I have a website, www.littletexassweetheart.com, where people can write to me. And I have received so many letters in the mail and emails saying, "You gave me hope. You have shown me how to look for the signs, how to change my life, and I thank you." And that is the best thing, to know that I've helped someone. I've taken what happened to me and helped someone with it.
Now, fortunately, spousal abuse is no longer behind closed doors. So what are the signs of abuse?
You know, if a man is too possessive, maybe he's very charming, charismatic. My abuser was a nice looking young man, well spoken, but he takes over right away. He's very possessive. Pretty soon he wants to know where you are at all times. He wants to have a say in who you get to spend time with. He is very controlling, and he has outbursts of anger. Those are danger signs. That means step back. Be careful. This is a person that might be a wonderful person sometimes and is like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They usually want to isolate you. They usually want to control you, and they're very manipulative. Any emotion they have turns to anger, and you're the brunt of it. And pretty soon, everything is your fault. And those are signs that you're not going to change him. You need to protect yourself. You can hope that he changes, but you need to be safe. You need an escape plan. If it's a boyfriend, try to break off with him. If it's an abusive husband, get an escape plan. Reach out. There are many resources now. As Marilyn mentioned, it's a much more talked about topic. In the 60s and 70s, when my abuse happened, it wasn't talked about. It was considered probably to be her fault. Even police forces said, well, she'll just go back to him and it's dangerous. Just stay out of domestic abuse. Now it has improved. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I can be a voice for change, and that there are other voices out there, and there are many resources. A woman in trouble needs to reach out for help.
Now, like you said, they have to have an escape plan.
Yes.
Okay, well, I really enjoyed speaking with you today. And how can our listeners contact you to purchase a copy of your book?
The book is available on Amazon. It's available on Kindle. It's available at my website, www.littletexassweetheart. You can also connect to my blog at www.littletexassweetheart.net. And you can purchase the book at my website, the.com.
I want to thank you for being a guest on my show today. And we have been speaking to a remarkable woman, a survivor of domestic violence, Julia Chadwell, and she's the author of The Little Texas Sweetheart, A Journey Through Domestic Violence.
Thank you very much, Marilyn.